Hello everyone, Mehdi photographer mine, and so today we are going to talk about the two AI winners in the US and in China. Google is actually winning on the AI race. Google is gearing up to become a real AI monster. Alibaba is going to continue to be a key player in the cloud and AI space in China. Amazon is also going to be a big winner. So let's start with Google. And so I cannot stop talking about Google because there are so many news showing us that Google is actually winning on the AI race. And what we have seen very lately is the acquisition of Google for Windsurf, talents and IP. And it's actually a big blow for OpenAI because they were supposed to actually buy Windsurf for $3 billion. And what we are seeing today is that actually Google DeepMind is able to actually poach all these talents from Windsurf. And so for OpenAI, it's also a big blow because they have actually been taking a lot of researchers from Meta, basically. And what we are seeing is that Google is actually gearing up into this war for talent in terms of AI. So I think that was the first news, and it's actually linked to the second one, which is about Google Chrome. And what we can see is that with these talents from Windsurf, we are going to see Google Chrome being a key focus for Google to actually bring AI agents to the whole masses. And so the second news is about Perplexity Comet, basically, and why it's important and what it means for Google. So Perplexity has released their new web browser called Comet, and which is going to include AI agents. And why is it important for Google? Is because it really shows the road for Google Chrome going forward and how actually Google can include into their web browser, so Google Chrome, a new set of AI features. And even though today, so Perplexity Comet is going to cost $200 per month for users, what we can envision is that Google is going to actually provide that for a much cheaper price going forward. So most likely for their Google AI Pro users or their Google AI Ultra users, they're going to provide all these features in Google Chrome. But what we can see is that it's another area where Google is going to dominate in terms of AI. And so definitely, I think that even though Google search is going to actually decline very slowly going forward, we can clearly see that Google is gearing up to become a real AI monster in the market. And if people cannot see that, I think it's a bit too bad, but definitely, if you need to have one AI company in your portfolio, this is definitely Google. They are going to dominate. We have done another video about that, but keep focused on that because Google is going to show months after months how they're progressing and how they're going to include AI in all the different products and how they're going to compete and even overcompete companies like OpenAI or Perplexity, for example. And another key news from Google this week has also been the fact that we have seen multiple surveys showing that users are appreciating AI mode more and more, and that even ChatGPT users are really liking this new way of using Google search. And what it means for Google is that a lot of more users are still going to remain on Google platforms and not moving on with ChatGPT. And so for Google, it means much more retention and different ways for people to use Google search, and different ways are going to be able to monetize all these users. And so definitely what we are seeing is that all the AI features for Google are gaining momentum. We have seen that with Gemini, with the number of users increasing month over month, and even beating ChatGPT in terms of growth. And we are seeing that now with Google search and their AI mode that are actually received very favorably by early users. And so that's actually good news because it really shows that Google is on a good trend in terms of AI, and it's definitely going to be an AI winner, as we have said multiple times. And the second topic I wanted to address today is about Alibaba. So what we've seen from the latest analysis from Canalys is basically that cloud in China is actually reaccelerating in terms of growth. And why this is very exciting for companies like Alibaba is because it means that Ali Cloud is going to grow even further. And so basically what it means is that Alibaba is going to continue to be a key player in the cloud and AI space in China, and they're going to be one of the key winners there. And so given the size of the market in China and in Southeast Asia, Alibaba is going to be the main driver for Alibaba. And I think that a lot of people have just forgotten about the fact that Alibaba is basically the Chinese version of companies like AWS or Google Cloud, for example. And so definitely if you want to diversify in terms of AI players and AI winners, you need to have Alibaba in your portfolio as well. There are some risks about Chinese stocks, but the opportunity is so big for Alibaba, especially at this current valuation, that it really deserves a look. So another news for Alibaba this week has been the release of their new web AI browser or new web AI agent called Websailor. So what is Websailor? Websailor is basically an AI agent which is able to browse the web for you. And what is incredible is that according to a lot of benchmarks, this has actually overperformed and beaten a lot of models like OpenAI or 3 or like DeepSeek in terms of web browsing agents. And so this actually shows once again that Alibaba is one of the key leading player in China in terms of AI. And we will definitely see Alibaba develop as one of the biggest winners in China, but also in the Southeast Asia region in terms of AI. So definitely a good pick for you if you want to diversify away from US companies and you want to pick AI winners. So these are really my two AI winners, so Google and Alibaba. And the third one is basically Amazon as well. So Amazon is also going to be a big winner that people are kind of sleeping on today. Why? Because they have a lot of costs related to human labor. And with robotics and with AI, they're going to be able to replace a lot of these costs that they have today, especially in their warehouses, but also in their corporate side. With AI. So they're going to be more efficient in terms of coding, they're going to be more efficient in terms of arranging and warehousing, and they're going to be more efficient in terms of delivering all these packets. And so what you can see is that margins for companies like Amazon are going to increase and going to improve going forward. And so if you also remind that Alibaba has a business model which is very close to Amazon, these AI trends are also going to play for Alibaba and companies like JD.com, for example. And so what we're going to see is that actually these companies are going to be the biggest beneficiary of the AI trend. Why? Because they're going to be much more profitable going forward. So Alibaba are going to see the same levers that Amazon is going to have, meaning that improve margins in their e-commerce division, improve margin and improve revenue in terms of cloud, because everyone's going to use this cloud and AI technology going forward. Why? Because they provide so much value in terms of automation that every industry is going to use them. So that's why I think that Google, Amazon, Alibaba, they are clear AI winners. They're going to improve their margin going forward. They are already big, but they're going to become even bigger. And given the valuation that they are at today, so like P of 20 for Google, P of 14 or 13 for Alibaba, and price to free cash flow around 20-25 for Amazon, this is historically low. And so definitely going forward, we will see that in the next 5 years, this company or these companies really double in terms of stock price. And so I think these are very good setups for these companies. They're going to be AI winners, as we mentioned already. And so definitely have a look and look at these companies, because they're going to be the main overperformer in the market. So for this very short video on the biggest AI winner in the market, so as we've seen, like Google, Alibaba or Amazon are going to benefit tremendously from the new AI trend, and these AI trends and this AI technology is going to improve definitely their business model. If you're interested in other analysis and comments on the Japan, Asia or US markets, so feel free to subscribe to this channel and check my other videos, and see you in another one.